So not only are you going to have a portal that beats Expedia, Travelocity, Bookings.com, and some of those travel things that you buy and you go and have to get stuck in them for the rest of your life, we're beating those as well, and this is with 110% money back guarantee. So when it comes to a portal, the coolest part of ours, to me, not only are the prices, but it's the fact in real time we have pop-ups of how much we're beating each of those other portals by. So it's your one-stop shop. But you guys, if that was our claim to fame in travel, would you not be bored? I mean, a lot of people have travel portal and it's awesome because ours is extraordinary. But if that was all we had, man, we'd be playing the Me Too game like everybody else. What sets us apart? My veterans, you know it. You know what sets us apart. It is our dream trips. What are dream trips? These are highly vetted, curated, once in a lifetime experiences. Yes, Pedro Cruz, the dream trips are where it's at. This is an incredible way to open your bucket list and live it now. I want everyone to start putting on their imagination station and think of the places that you want to go. Is it the Maldives, Turks and Caicos, Swiss Alps, Italy, all of these places, but have a done for you plan where all you have to do is show up at the airport with a sign that says Dream Trips, take a shuttle to your own check-in, have welcome experiences, a travel community that's incredible, curated excursions that are once in a lifetime experience, five-star resorts, farewell receptions with food, drink, dancing, truly living your best life bucket list now. If that's of interest to you, drop I don't know, guys, drop a palm tree, drop a, yes, Jay Peso, 100 in the chat, because that is the hero of our portfolio. We have over 30,000 of these curated dream trips that are about to relaunch to you as we are about to relaunch to the world. So if you guys are excited about travel, and you should be, it's a $10 trillion industry. By next year, it'll be 11.5 trillion. By the year 2035, I think it's slated to be 16 trillion. And the opportunity that we have tonight to learn from the best of this brand, this company, is second to none. So if you are ready to take your travel and influence to the next level, pay attention, buckle up, listen up, because the Prince, Micaiah York, is about to take us on an incredible ride for what we are about to experience in the next couple of days and for a lifetime to come. Micaiah, over to you, brother.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Jordan. Jojo, you are incredible. And man, I swear, every time I hear, even with no slides, every time I hear you speak about the portal, I'm just excited to go on another trip. We really do have something special here. And for those of you who are attending for the first time, Jojo's a massive leader inside of this industry. She's a mother, she's a wife, she builds this, she's built this incredible business over the course of many years, and it's had an incredible amount of success. So Jojo, just appreciate you for hopping on and painting that picture of what our product offers. And in just a short period of time, you're going to be able to experience that. Every single one of you are going to be able to experience what it's like to be a Dream Trips member. But I actually was talking to somebody here today, and they were saying, well, do people actually go on Dream Trips? I had someone ask me, do you actually go on Dream Trips? Now, I've been a Dream Trips member for about 5 years now. I've been in the industry for many years. But I said, you know what? Let's just ask the chat. So is it okay if we have some fun? Listen, we have some guest speakers on. I'm about to introduce you to somebody who I'm very excited about. Some of you know him. For many of you, you're going to be seeing him for the first time. And excited for you to hear his story. And then we're going to bring on our CEO. And he's actually, today is the day that we announce the official launch date of Dream Trips. Today is the day we're going to make the announcement of when that day is coming. And I promise you, it's not far along. I feel like I'm sitting in my plane, Jojo, and I hear the flight attendant saying, ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelt. We're ready for takeoff. You guys, we're ready for takeoff. And so real quick, let's just have some fun in the chat. I'm going to open up the chat. If you have, and we got almost 400 people in the chat here. Listen, if you have been on at least one dream trip, I want you to put a 1 in the chat for me real quick. If you've been on one dream trip, put a 1. Okay. Okay, well, that's a lot of people. Okay, if you've been on at least 5 dream trips, I want you to put a 5 in the chat. If you've been on at least 5 dream trips, listen, if you're not looking at the chat right now, I want you to go look at this chat. If you've been on 10 dream trips, how many of you have been on 10? Listen, 10 dream trips, no, that's a lot of people. 10 dream trips? All right, should we kick it up a notch? 20 dream trips. Is there anybody on here who's been on 20 dream trips? We got 20s in the chat. What? That's crazy. All right, how about 50 dream trips? Do we have anybody in here who's been on 50 dream trips? We really kicking it up. Do we have any 50 dream trip members? I know we do. And so listen, what 50, 45, heck 50, that's crazy. Listen, we have people who've been on over 100 dream trips inside of this model. It is an absolute blessing. This is absolutely insane. People are actually traveling. We do more trips in a month than most companies do in a year. And so, listen, we got Chris Miller's been on over 100 dream trips, man. That is insane. Let's get another 100 in there. And so, listen, I want to bring somebody on who has built incredible organizations within the Dream Trips model. Now, he's no stranger to Dream Trips. He himself has been on over 30 Dream Trips. What's cool about Gary's story is he was actually able to raise one of his sons in the process of building a business. And many of you, I know a lot of you are here and you're a part of his group, but many of you, you're going to see him for the first time. And he has an incredible story. And this is a gentleman who he's been on the sideline kind of watching to see what's going to happen. And this is just a testament to the timing that we're sitting in right now. Listen, leaders are watching, people are watching. And this is why it's so important that you yourself are out there sharing the word. I got so much respect for this man. I've been able to get to know him over the course of the last couple months. He actually even has a new nickname. Listen, you're making a wave when Kenny Rossi gives you a nickname. This is Gary Cowan, aka the real one. And so, listen, Gary, man, I just appreciate you for hopping on here, brother. It's an honor, really, to have you representing the brand again. I know you've built big, you've trained all over the world, and man, we're just excited to have you to come and share a little bit about what's brought you back and what's got you excited for the future, man. I'll throw it over to you.
All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me properly? Let me
Yes,
start.
sir. Loud and clear.
All right. First of all, y'all caught me a little off guard because I thought this was just going to be a quick little call. Like, you got the whole world on here. I'm seeing everybody jump on. So, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gary Cowan. Um, so I want to give you guys a brief kind of story of when I first saw Dream Trips, right? This is about 7 years after its first launch. So I didn't get in, I wasn't first. I actually think I talked myself out of it, listening to a lot of people before saying, people don't take those trips, or you're gonna end up on a trip and no one's gonna be there. So it took me a while to get involved with Dream Trips when I first heard about it. So I want to say it's about year 7. And my personality, as some of you guys probably know or will learn, is I was the guy who's kind of like the quiet, introverted person. I really didn't like to fly, but I did like myself a good vacation. So I always took like quick little trips. So when I saw it, it was like something I needed, but it was everything I really felt like was going against my grain. I'm like, I don't like, flying too far. I don't want to go there. But I say all that because sometimes it's not about who you are, it's who you want to become. And I was extremely tired of my situation I was in, and I really felt like I needed a trip at that point. I was going through layoffs. It was a lot going on. Let's say that. Things felt like it was crumbling. And when I got involved with Dream Trips and I went on my first one, I think at that point, being in the pool with a drink in my hand, looking left and looking right and having my friends there, I'm like this is kind of like my duty. Like it's my job to take trips. And then I got my family and we're going on trips. And I'm like, man, to have your duty, your responsibility is to go and experience these things for other people to just come back and tell them a story. There is no better experience than being with your friends and family around the world and say, I'm gonna come back and do that. And it's been over 30. I've been to some amazing places, but I also want to tap into how it really impacted my life other than take a lot of stress out of my life. Financially, when I came back from these trips, when I would meet people and we talk about opportunity, when we talk about launching, I never got an opportunity to launch this thing. Like I said, I felt like I was a late bloomer, but I was still able to take something that can help me take my monthly income, my yearly income to a monthly, take care of family members. I mean, uh, you have to realize that sometimes the life you plan is not as big as the life you deserve. And when I got involved with that, I got to surround myself with people who were showing me that, listen, you're not even tipping the iceberg on how your life can be. And I started to be around those people and believe them. And the more I believed them, the closer I got to that type of life, to the point where now the stress was completely gone in terms of freedom is not just having the opportunity to have choice, but also the opportunity to not worry, to not have fear. I was no longer a fear of traveling the world. I was no longer a fear of talking to people. I was no longer a fear of actually dreaming for something better because I know some people feel guilty if they don't have a vehicle to get them there. And that changed my life in that way. So to be in this opportunity now, when we talk about launching something, listen, I feel like I was always asking for that moment, even when I was doing really big things. I'm talking about income wise, travel, I was doing big things. I was like, man, I wish I was there in the beginning. I wish I was there. And here we are. And if you're watching this and you're worrying about the trips and you're worrying about what's the next step, listen, regardless of where our timing is as a company, because it's a great time, it's your time. Right now, it's a time for you to not just be who you are, but to become something better. And I always tell people, man, you are never too late for right now. And for me, hearing that today, that's that launch day, I'm right on time. So I want to hand this back over. I want to thank everybody who's here. You guys are in a position that a lot of people dreamed and wished they would always be. And you are here listening right now. So, Makai, I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody that's on there. Again, I didn't expect this much people to get on. I'm a shy guy, but here, I hand it back over to you. Glad to see everybody on and glad to actually go out there and make things happen on a big level, man. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, absolutely, Gary. I appreciate you for hopping on here, man. You got a powerful story, and it's just incredible to be able to have you back, man. It's exciting times. It's exciting times, brother. So thank you. And so, listen, really quick, this is what I want to do. I'm about to bring on our CEO and owner of Dream Trips International. But before I do that, we are going to have very important information that is going to be delivered to you over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours as this plane takes flight. And so there's going to be a link, and I'm going to have JoJo throw the link in the chat right now. This is going to be connected to our Telegram group. This is just a way for us to communicate with you. So that way you're not behind on the information. You're going to get it live. We're going to throw information in there live. And so JoJo, if you want to throw that link in there just a couple times, if everybody can do me a favor and just click that link, add yourself to that Telegram. Listen, we're not going to spam you with information in there. We're only going to put all of the most up-to-date, most relevant information. And this is only information about Dream Trips. So you'll only ever hear about new calls that we're launching, new trips that we're launching. Maybe it's a last minute promotion that we're launching that you don't want to miss out on. And so I'm going to give it just another 10 seconds. Maybe JoJo throw that link in there one more time. Everybody go in there, click that link. We want to make sure that you are up to speed because this is the reality. You could be a Gary and join after the company launched and still have success. You absolutely could be that, but why not be engaged and ready and prepared at the very beginning? And this is the first door towards our communication to make sure that you can take advantage of that. Okay, so are we good? All right, so let's move right along. Listen, I'm going to get myself right out of the way. I want to bring on our CEO and owner of Dream Trips International as he officially launches the day Dream Trips takes flight. Mark Smith, brother, I appreciate you, and I'm going to hand it over to you.
All right, Micaiah. Well, I am pumped listening into this Zoom right now, man. I am watching this chat explode. It's been awesome. I just want to before we get started, Gary, great hearing from you. Obviously, I know your name very well. I know that in the Legacy brand, you had built a huge community of travelers, and I can see why, man. You definitely have the sharp personal development edge. You say you're shy, but I hope you know you just volunteered to speak more. So I appreciate you sharing. And, just something that makes me super, super proud to be part of Dream Trips is when Micaiah York asked how many trips you've been on, because the reality is that is what changes people's lives. I know we always, it's kind of cliche in our industry, we help people change their lives, and we're changing lives all the time. And, it can get cliche a little bit after a while if you've been around this industry. And, sometimes it's just, I've been in parts of movements that it really wasn't moving, right? And so I don't know what kind of lives we were changing. But one thing I can tell you about travel is it does change lives. I grew up in East Boston. I saw some of my Boston peeps on here. I actually just got back just a few days ago. I was in Boston visiting my dad, and I grew up in East Boston. Pretty much my whole family never left Boston, right? I mean, I moved a few times in my life as a young teenager, and we moved on the same street, straight up. I just drove my wife through my neighborhood, put my bulletproof vest on, and ducked a couple times. Holy kidding. It was rough growing up where I grew up. It's a lot nicer now, I can tell you that. But we moved a couple of times on the same street. My whole entire family is like within a block, right? And I was the only one that actually like really mobilized and left. And that was because my dad gave me a choice one day. He said, you can join the Navy or you can join the Navy. So I said, Dad, it's a great idea. I'll join the Navy, right? So best decision I ever made in my life was to join the military, right? And how's that related to travel? Well, let me tell you, first of all, I was not on a champagne budget. I was on a low-grade beer budget, because you don't make that much money in the military, but that's also not why you joined, right? But I got to see the world, and here's how it changed my life. I got to see other people live, good, bad, and indifferent, right? It made me appreciate my country more. It made me appreciate my upbringing. I thought I had it tough. Man, I never even saw tough until I went out there and experienced other things in life. I got to meet people I would have never met, both because I joined the military, but because they deployed us all over the world. I got to eat foods that I would never have eaten. I got to enjoy cultures that I would have never even experienced or had never even heard of or read about. There's just nothing that will replace what fulfillment you get from traveling. Yeah, going bungee cord jumping and speedboating and cross-country skiing and trying all kinds of cool foods. Yeah, of course, that's going to be awesome. But there is a fulfillment that comes from travel when you meet people from all over the world and you make friends from all over the world. It is really an unbelievable experience. And so I wish this for every single one of you, and to see the amount of trips and the amount of people that have been on 1, 2, 5, 10, and in the chat, sometimes you don't realize that you might be commenting and it only goes to host, by the way. So you didn't even see half the comments that were in there. So you have to select all or we won't see it. And there was so many people over 10 trips. I'm really shocked by that. And it goes to show the type of community that we have. And, for those of you that are hearing now my message for the first time, I'll talk a lot more on the upcoming Zoom that we're about to announce. And I'll give you a little bit more of the story. But I have been envious of Dream Trips for a very, very long time. I joined this industry 22 years ago. I joined the industry while I was in the military for some extra money. I mean, we were broke, could barely pay rent at the time. We were expecting our first child, Tammy and I, and we were like, man, we got to do something. And, one day we were out getting some spicy hot chicken wings on Rockville Pike, Maryland. My wife was pregnant. She craved chicken wings through a whole pregnancy. That's kind of our joke. Thank God for that. We went to Ruby Tuesdays, and someone put a flyer on my windshield. That's how I got started. That's how I went from struggling to, being in the military and trying to, learn this type of a business, to getting the money monkey off my back, and to end up today being the owner of Dream Trips, a piece of paper, someone that gave me a shot, and it was cheesy, man. It wasn't even a good flyer. The flyers don't really work. The guy got lucky, right? And it was like, join, become successful, no resume necessary. And I was like, well, that's me. I'm broke, no resume, and I need some cash. And it was really to be able to pay the bills, turned into so much more. But this industry has been so fulfilling. But I can tell you this story about the brand Dream Trips. I didn't start with the legacy brand. I started selling legal plans. You might have heard of a company, Prepaid Legal Services. I spent 11 years there before they were bought off the New York Stock Exchange. Cut my teeth on that company, and I had a huge run, lots of success. Wasn't easy at first. I definitely struggled. Yes, Team Freedom. It's Aaron. Good stuff, man. I got a lot of people probably know me from back then, and didn't have overnight success. I tripped over my own 2 feet, couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. Just really struggled with how do you do this thing, direct selling or relationship marketing, and I really struggled the first year. So the first year was just like survival. So it took me about 2 or 3 years to really figure it out. So if you're sitting here new today and like, man, I don't know, this thing sounds awesome, but I don't know if I have what it takes, or I don't know if I'm good enough, I know enough people, I got enough degrees, went to the right college, and none of that really matters, really. Are you motivated? Are you coachable? Do you have purpose? Do you have a why? Are you someone that is like wants more out of life? Do you like helping people? I mean, really, those are the qualifications. We don't care where you come from. We don't care where have you been. Like, none of that matters. That's what I love about this industry. It's like you get judged on what you do from today forward. You draw your line in the sand every time. I failed over and over and over. And my mentor was like, just draw your line in the sand again. You failed. Okay. What's great is you didn't really fail because you're still here. Just get going again. And so my claim to fame is, I've quit this thing in 22 years 1,000 times, but I got up 1,001 times. That's the only difference between me and someone that maybe wasn't successful at this type of business. And if you stick around long enough and you're coachable, the big thing is being coachable. I brought an ego to the table. I was in the military. I thought I was like some kind of badass kind of guy. I was a combat medic with the Marines, and oh man, I'll show these guys how to do it. Like I had 30 grand in credit card debt. I met people who were making $30,000 a month. I didn't even know, like, I didn't even understand what that meant. Like when you say someone's a millionaire, like, I didn't even know what that really meant until like I met people that are making $30,000 a month. And man, I'm like, man, I don't even make 30 grand a year. I got 30 grand in credit card debt. Like, this is crazy, right? But if I could do it, I think anybody can do it. I was like the poster child for my first company. But here's what I want to tell you. The entire time I've been in this industry, I have known about dream trips. And as I learned more and more and more and more, and as I became successful in my own business, I learned that dream trips, like, oh my gosh, what an unbelievable product, like absolutely genius. Because I looked at it this way. I worked very hard, spare time, part-time, full-time. While I was still in the Navy, I was in cardiovascular cath lab school, trying to figure out how to be a dad for the first time. We were so broke. We were newly married with a newborn and had roommates. I mean, I don't know who was more broke, us or them, because they were crazy enough to live with a new couple with a newborn. My friend John Ward, that was our funny joke. Is like, hey man, I'm broke, but you got to be broker than I am, because you're listening to a crying baby all night that's not yours in the next room over, right? But I worked super hard to get on my company's incentive trip. And I remember my first trip like it was yesterday. My first trip was to the Moon Palace, Cancun. And Tammy and I, when I say we were broke, I mean, there was a lot of month at the end of the money. Some of you will get that joke on the ride home, but now you know kind of where I came from. And when we won this incentive trip, they're like, everything's on the house. Everybody is it's all expenses paid. We pick you up at the airport. You don't need any money, right? I mean, we had like $10 in our pocket, really. I mean, we're really struggling. And it's kind of funny because my wife and I talk a lot about these experiences. And on that trip, I was so skeptical, like, what does all inclusive really mean, right? And then we realized as we were eating at the first buffet, like we can go up as many times as we want, right? I think we can, every single meal in this thing is really free. We like never left the buffet. We needed to get like a couple months worth of food. We joke about that. But I worked so hard to win that trip. And when I went on that one trip, I stayed with that company for 11 years and literally left it all on the field. I went through a brick wall to get to the next level, because what I experienced on one trip, okay? Dream Trips, that is the product that Dream Trips was selling. So as I became more successful in the industry, started to learn about other companies, I just was envious about Dream Trips for literally a decade and a half of being envious of, like, these guys have really figured it out. And I've been chasing Dream Trips for years in my own career. And when I was given the opportunity to become the CEO of Dream Trips, and eventually I was able to actually buy the company and buy 100% of the stock off the private equity firm that had acquired the brand Dream Trips. Just think of how crazy it is. You join network marketing for some extra money. You have massive credit card debt. You don't even make in a year what your credit card debt is. Couldn't walk and chew gum at the same time. as far as business. I did a business school, business degree, marketing, sales. I was a combat medic, okay? That was my qualification. So if you get hurt on a trip, come see Doc, right? I get a nickname now from Kenny. I was not a business person. To go from that to becoming the CEO and owner of Dream Trips, I share that story not to impress you, but I was sitting here today, and regardless of where you came from, regardless of where you're at, regardless of what your dreams are, regardless of how big your vision is, and all those people sometimes that can be around you say, oh, that's kind of crazy. You know, I remember through my whole life of being an entrepreneur, people kept saying to me, stop daydreaming. Man, that is going to be one of the most toxic things you could ever say to a person is stop daydreaming. Let me tell you something. I'm giving you a permission slip right now. You need to continue to daydream. You need to daydream 24/7, because that daydream is the ability to fuel a dream that's important to you, to come back to planet Earth and do what it takes to acquire that dream. If you don't have the ability to dream about those things and think about those things and cast that vision and have that deep, internal intestinal fortitude, that burn inside, something you want so bad, like oxygen, when you run out of it, then you won't be able to truly get out of this what you can truly get. Okay. Now, the reason I'm sharing this story before I give you this announcement is I've been around a while, and I've been around some incredible mentors. I didn't always listen to them. I've been in the right place at the right time so many times, and I didn't take advantage of it. But the 2 times that I took advantage, and it was because I finally got smart. Like, man, I keep trying to be me and do it Mark's way, right? And not listen to these folks who have come before me that already went through all the pain, already mastered the system, already failed. Just think about this. You don't want to buy, the most valuable seminar you can ever take, you can ever go to, is if an ultra successful person will get on stage and say, I'm going to tell you the 1,000 things I did wrong. That's the most valuable seminar you can ever attend. Why? Because that's the 1,000 things that you don't have to go through to get wrong until you figure out the right way. That's what's awesome about Dream Trips, is you're going to be surrounded by people who have actually repped this brand for over 20 years. I mean, I haven't been here 20 years. I've only been the CEO of the company for 3 years. Okay, there's people that far out exceed my knowledge in this business. And some of them are on here right now. They've been on 50, 100, 200, 250 Dream Trips. There's actually people that have been on almost 300 Dream Trips. And so let's just learn from them. They say in our industry, the longest distance between 2 points is a shortcut. I'm going to say it one more time. It's a little confusing. Okay. The longest distance between 2 points in our industry is a shortcut, because all the shortcuts have been had. The people that have come before us, the people that have launched this brand over 20 years ago, and the people in between and now today, under our leadership with our executive team and our field leadership team, we've already made all the mistakes. All you got to do is listen. And I know that sounds so simple, because right now everyone's like, oh, awesome. That's all I got to do is listen. Yeah, guess what? That's what someone told all of us at one point, and we didn't listen. Okay. And so the reason I'm saying that is I only had to get it right twice, and it allowed me to become successful. Okay. And I was in the right place many, many times, but I didn't listen. But the 2 times I did, I had legendary runs in this industry. One of them was into the multi-billion-dollar company in revenue that I get to sit on top of, a skincare brand, and just crush it. Prepaid Legal was another one towards the end of my career when I really got it and really went for it. There was a period of time in that business where I was like semi-retired. I mean, the residual income was coming in, where I can remember one trip, my wife and I, we bought a house in Hawaii, and we bought a one-way ticket. And I remember it was so hard for the average person to understand what it meant to have a one-way ticket. Okay. And so my friends were like, okay, so when are you coming back? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, well, how do you not know? I'm like, well, I got a one-way ticket. And they're like, yeah, but when, how long are you guys going to stay? And it's like, I don't know. We got a one-way ticket. Yeah, but I mean, you got to know. No, I don't know. I don't have a boss. I don't have responsibilities of a regular person. I'm at my house in Hawaii, and I'll come back when we want. And it was funny because I convinced my wife to extend for 7 straight weeks. We were supposed to go for like a week, right? A week or 2. It was like one more week. And I used to teach my kids, they were real little then. Oh, mom, please, mom, please, mom. And, it's funny, but they still do it today. When we go to Hawaii, can we stay longer? And they're 20, 24, and 20 now. But you just got to get it right one time, guys. You got to get it right one time. Here's what I know. As an entrepreneur, you're never, ever going to be in a place where someone can say something like this, okay? You are in a startup mode, not a startup company. So in other words, this is December is our 20th year anniversary. We're relaunching this company, but it's fully functional, right? We're not changing things that already work. We're enhancing things that are already great. So being in the right time at the right place as an entrepreneur, typically most people say, man, I wish I could be there at the beginning. I wish I could be there at the startup. They call it first movers advantage, right? And that's where a lot of legends are made. It's where a lot of success is found. Recognizing an opportunity 101, being there before the masses. That is actually where you sit today, but the difference is it's already proven, it already works. 5 million people bought this membership. Okay, we're going to go after those 5 million people. You're going to go after those 5 million people. That's a global travel community that doesn't know that Dream Trips is back. Okay, so just think about that from an entrepreneur standpoint. Is proven, already works. 30,000 custom curated trips are built in our system that we can bring to the table and scale as fast as you can build the travel community. You know, staff, employees, and hosts all over the world. These are hosts that host our trips. You know, you go to a trip to Rome. Our host there, Apostolos, he might have done that trip 100 times. You're not going to be an experiment, right? We know the hotel's good. We know the breakfast is good. Okay, we know the tour guide is good. Why? Because we've been doing the trip 100 times in the one location. So it's pretty hard to fail when you already have all those things. For someone who's been in this industry a long time, and I have been in startups, the biggest worry you have is the product going to work? Because you can have the best comp plan, you can have the fanciest PowerPoint, you know, you can have the My Cousin Vinny suit, you can have everything, okay? And the product doesn't work. You fail. You bring all your friends, you're excited, man. You might even have 1 or 2 good months of some good compensation, and then the product doesn't work. The vitamins taste bad, they make you sick, the skincare burns your skin, whatever it is, right? I mean, things fail. The difference here is that's a risk-free proposition from Dream Trips to you. Our trips rock. You just saw all these people that were former Dream Trippers that have been all over the world on them. They're the same trips and even better, right? Our compensation plan rocks. Wait till you see it. Our systems already work. The difference now is you are with a relaunch of a legendary brand, but you get to have first movers advantage. And so I'm going to get myself out of the way because I can literally talk all day. I have been on Zooms all day long with a couple of executives just putting the final touches on what we're going to do. But we are ready to announce our phase 1 relaunch of the Dream Trips brand. Phase 1 is known as free launch, and we are going to officially free launch the company this Saturday. So that might be a surprise to a lot of you. You can put some fire in the chat if you are pumped about that. It starts this Saturday. We're going to officially relaunch the Dream Trips brand. That is going to be, as you can see, at 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, and noon Eastern. I know we have a lot of people from different countries around the world. This Zoom is being translated. Saturday will be translated in Spanish and Hungarian. Some people might say they have to translate my English. I got the Boston English. But we're going to give you everything you need. And just so Micaiah knows, whatever you just did, those black boxes came back up. So it wasn't there before. So if you did anything different, those black boxes came up and they're kind of covering some of that stuff. So yeah, just go for it. And so this Saturday, 11 Central, noon Eastern, we are going to relaunch this brand in a big, big, big way, okay? And when I say a big way, new membership levels. We're going to launch something that we've never done. This brand is 20 years old. They've never launched a membership level like we're going to launch. It's going to have something super unique. It's going to be a limited time, okay? We're going to launch it for free. So you're going to be able to all join for free. We're not even going to ask you for a credit card, okay? You're literally going to go in, name, email, country, and that, you know, maybe your phone number, that's it, okay? And it's Central Time in Texas, so it's 11 a.m. Texas time. And here's the deal, okay? In that free launch, you're not just getting like, you know, hope it works free launch. You're getting a full system. Our free launch will be more organized and put together than some of the companies that we know of that have been around for 10 years already. And I put my name on that because I've been working on it. And there's a lot of sharp people behind the scenes. that have worked on that. And I could see some of our Zoom just did an update, so obviously we're having some challenges with. If you have some black box areas over your slide, just disregard it. Micaiah, go ahead and type it in the chat. Don't worry about the slide. Type it all in the chat. DreamTripsLive.com is now our all the time link. So DreamTripsLive.com is how you access our Zooms. You don't have to worry about memorizing a number or anything like that. So you just go to DreamTripsLive.com this Saturday, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. And here's what it's going to look like. That full system, one, we have put together an e-commerce platform from A to Z, from when you send out a video until they go all the way through the system and purchase our membership. We have a team of analysts that are going to study that flow, and we're going to continue to get better and better and better. But you're going to get that system, which is known as a funnel system. If you know what a funnel system is, put it in the chat. If you've tried to do it, pay for it, you know it's expensive. It's thousands of dollars for you to personally go try to build one of these things. And 9 out of 10 times it doesn't work right, because you got to spend thousands of dollars more to hire an expert to tweak it and make it better. Then you get a full-time person and an assistant to help you with it. It's really for professional marketers. And, you know, after 20 years, I'm sick and tired of wasting my money trying to build all those different systems, and I'm really not good at that. And so what we have done is we've hired a company, and we're going to provide it to you for absolutely free. So not only are you going to get that during the free launch, but when we go into full launch, it's going to be part of just being a brand ambassador with the company. And so tomorrow, Saturday, when we free launched in phase 1, you're going to be able to sign up, okay, with the person that introduced you. Instantaneously, you're going to have a free back office. You're going to be able to see your entire team as you build it, okay? You're going to have a new PowerPoint. You're going to have 3 to 4 new videos. You're going to have some of the documentation you need. You know, we're going to give it to you in bite-sized pieces. We only want to deliver what you need in that free launch phase. Free launch is going to go for about 4 weeks. We're going to give you the opportunity to build a massive travel community for free before we go into our activation stage, where you'll be able to buy a package and lock your spot on the team. Okay, so just think about that. We're going to let you build, kind of pre-build, first movers advantage, absolutely free, to go big before we even turn the lights on. That's when you are positioned in the right time, at the right place. Okay, and what's going to make this powerful is, see, I can literally, Gary can sign me up. He said, Gary can send me his link. When you send someone your link, it's going to give them a pre-launch video. We'll play it on Saturday. They can join right from the video, or if they're, you know, someone that needs more info, they'll go to the next video. That's our brand new membership video, 4 minutes. If they say, man, I'm in, they can buy right there. If they say, man, I still need some more info, they go to the next video, which is our brand new 3 minute 50-second opportunity overview. They finally get to the end of that funnel and they sign up, okay? When they sign up, instantaneously in real time, that thing flips over, it sends you a verification email, and you now have your whole system. All you do is send out that link. I'm going to tell you what, I'm probably going too far because I'm going to train this on Saturday, but you guys are the pre-launch team, okay? You're the early movers advantage before the early movers found out. Some of you are going to wait till Saturday. It's a mistake, okay? Some of you are going to get this, and it's going to accelerate you 6 months to 2 years past someone who's already on this Zoom. Just watch this free tip. See, if you show up right now with the 5 people you invited here today, and I'm excited, you're excited, we're all excited. Hey, let's just get on Saturday and see what these guys got. We're already told you what we have, right? No, you don't want to show up with the same people that you have on here today. Show up with 10 new people, 20 new people, 50 new people, 100 new people. Invite the world. Invite every person that you've ever met in your life. All they can do is say no. It doesn't matter. You're not even asking them for money. It doesn't get any simpler than this, right? Because the people on Saturday, they invited the most people to Saturday, are going to be the people that are going to be the tip of the iceberg, if you would, right? That's going to be the people from day one on Saturday that have 40, 50 people click on their link and sign up. And if you have 40, 50 people on Saturday that sign up for free, and they only tell 10 people and get 10 people started, you got 50 people that sign up on Saturday on your link for free. Well, what do you got to lose? It's for free. And they just go share it with 10 people. That's 500 people in 2 days. in your network. If those 500 share it with 10, that's 5,000 people. Expand your vision. This is no longer 1 + 1 = 2. This is 1 + 1 = 10. It's exponential growth because of the way we built the system. We spent the money to build a system that would allow you to just throw breadcrumbs in the woods and let squirrels come from everywhere. Okay, this is what's called guerrilla marketing. It's like the gloves are off, the earth is shaking, right? And let me tell you something. I've been around a while, and my phone is blowing up. We haven't told anybody yet. I made one single real phone call. I had a couple people I called and said, "Listen, man, I'm going on another run. I was thinking of retiring in Hawaii. I've been out there for about 3 months, and it's like, man, I got bored." My wife is like, "You ain't retired." She's on the Zoom right now. She knows. Retired for me is being at a house in Hawaii and being on a Zoom like this, cranking out a massive training, or being able to go on a dream trip with hundreds of you somewhere like Rome or Prague or the DR or Dubai or the floating market in Thailand, things like that. Okay. And so I've never personally gone on all in like this. I've never personally had a system like this in my whole career. I've tried to build one, right? I've wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own money over 20 plus years of trying to build duplicatable systems that I could share with my own personal team that they could go do. I never got it right. I don't mind telling you I failed at that. And so what I did is I brought together some of the sharpest leaders in the world of network marketing, and I listened to them. That's the difference you're going to get from me. I'm CEO, put that title aside. Don't look at me as a corporate type CEO. Look at me as the guy from East Boston that was grinding it out, joined the Navy, struggled, joined network marketing to get ahead, figured it out, fell down, made money, failed, spent the money, made it again, figured it out, and finally said, okay, there's a specific way to do this business. And then I found other people like me, and I just put the CEO cap on so that I could be in charge, so that the people that know how to do this have a voice in our company to propel this thing to the next level. And so with that, I'm going to turn this back over here in a minute to Micaiah York. But I am super pumped. Micaiah, we got more to talk about on Saturday, obviously. Micaiah is going to be playing a major role within this company. We've known each other for a very long time. I watched this guy ride his bicycle to work because he didn't have the money to buy a car. He was my neighbor. We've shared leftovers together. He used to roll up to my house a couple times a week, he'll tell you. And I'd bag up my leftovers straight up. That's where we were. So I got ride or die friends that are in this deal that are like, let's make one more crazy run, but let's do it for real with all the systems, with everything we ever wanted. Like if we had a wish list, what would go on that list? We're delivering that to you. Saturday's just a taste. So with that, I'm going to turn this back to Micaiah. Don't sleep on this. You got about 48 hours plus to load up Saturday so that you can have the advantage over the masses. So with that, Micaiah, throw the call back to you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mark. And listen, I just have a couple last things. Jojo, if you could, I'm going to throw in the chat one more time our update link for our Telegram. We had about 50 to 60 of you join, but we have hundreds on the call. And so we want to make sure that you are connected. We want to make sure that you're up to speed. We want to make sure that you get access to all of the resources, all of the documents, all of the tools. Also, we want you to be the first to see our videos when we release them. Tomorrow morning, we are going to, if you've been following us on social media, we've been putting out teasers. It's been a 7-day countdown, and tomorrow is our last day countdown, and the video is fire. So you want to be able to use that, share it, comment, like it, pique people's interest. As far as inviting people to Saturday, listen, it's a great opportunity to just let people know I'm a part of something special. I'm ready to travel the world. What are you doing Saturday? You got to come and participate. And so, Jojo, if you could throw that link in there one more time, I just want to make sure we give everybody an opportunity to join that Telegram group so that way you are not missing out. And listen, we have had a lot of people asking about Spanish translation. And so if you are in South America or in parts of Spanish-speaking countries, we are going to have full Hungarian translation. We're going to have Spanish translation. And if we need others, we will do so. And so, as Mark said, think big, Dream big. What the mind can believe, the mind can conceive. And so if there was ever a time to remove the lid from your head, it's now, because dreams can come into reality when you back your faith with action. And that's what we have here. And so let's pack the house for Saturday. We can't wait to see you there. God bless you. And we look forward to liftoff Saturday morning. Have a great night. We'll see you Saturday. Bye for now.